Put this in the freezer.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Today it is me, Joy, and Callie. Demisio
What's
is gonna join us in a few minutes. He gonna pipe in any minute. Today we are reviewing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13, episode 14, Ashes and Spain. Okay.
ashes in
Um,
Spain?
this episode is I think the second episode that we've had since they've arrived in Spain.
And I haven't
This
watched the
is,
first one.
excuse me.
I didn't watch the first one.
Oh, okay. It was just, traveling and
Yeah.
getting situated and whatnot. I can't remember what happened last week. There was something because I don't even think we did it last week. Did we?
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
remember.
I thought so.
I think
Well,
we
let me
did.
ask you
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
though. Oh, you want to go ahead
yeah,
and,
we did.
you want to rate it?
I'm going to rate this episode a 6.5.
From what I saw, I would give it a 6. But I
Okay.
do need to know, who is Mercer?
I kind of thought Merce was her mentor.
Okay. Because I know she said
Um,
there was Merce, there was her father, and then there was a third person. But Merce is the one, I thought it was like a fish or
her
something.
husband was the third. She was like the most important three men. It was her husband, her father, and Merce.
But why was she talking about her husband? He's not dead. Because I thought she meant
No,
in those that she was carrying around in her sandwich bag to be, she was carrying around their ashes. And while it was
I think
Merce's
she was going through
ashes,
the divorce. I think she was
okay,
going through her divorce around this time. So
okay,
she's was having a lot of changes. Her
yeah,
dad died, her dad
hmm
or he killed himself. Then Merce died, and she was now going through a divorce. So it's just a lot
right,
going on for her. And she was like the three most important men in her life, basically were gone. And while her husband isn't deceased, he was gone.
right. I get
And it
that.
looks
Yeah,
like he kind of did her dirty if she was just like trying to hold on to her marriage. She was like, well, let's just separate and let's work on a marriage. And as soon as he left, he filed for divorce.
and she had mentioned that they went to marriage counseling together. So it sounds like she was trying to really make it work, and maybe he didn't quite see it the same way.
Did he leave her for another woman, or he just
She
didn't work out?
never said that, and I've never heard that in
Okay.
any chatter about it at all. So sounds like he wanted out. What does he do for a living?
I don't know, but he really, really rich.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever it is, he got like long for real money.
And they say that's how she became rich. Somebody on the show today said she grew up poor. I think that was her friend at the dinner.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't remember his name.
Erica said
Taylor or something like that.
Erica said that she likes to pretend like she came from money. She
Oh,
actually
well,
comes
she
from
said
humble
it.
beginnings.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes
I've
to
heard
pretend
it.
like. I don't know if that's kind of a Caucasian thing where they
What?
tripping off whether or not a person has come for money or if they earned it themselves or married it. Like that's a thing for people. I
I think
don't
it's a
necessarily get
I
it.
think it's a every race. I think it's every race thing. I think I always hear people say that. How'd she get her money? Was it a husband? I don't know if it's just a white thing. I don't really
Mm.
know it all though.
Welcome
So,
home.
oh, that is so sweet.
He's been
Welcome home.
out of time.
Okay. Well, let's wrap this call up so you can do your greetings. Okay.
So
Um.
silly.
So tell me this though, because I didn't get to see last week. What was wrong with Crystal? What was she sick about?
It looks like she has high blood pressure. They never really said, but she could. I don't really know because they really didn't say, other than the fact that she has obviously high blood pressure.
Yeah. And then, of course, they had Garcelle talk to her about that, which I thought, really?
Ooh, excuse me.
Bless him.
Mhm.
I was like, now why Garcelle got to talk about it?
But whatever's wrong, she probably didn't want to say it on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
But
I
she,
took it. It really ain't our business. I'm in these groups, and these people in these groups tend to think that, these reality stars owe us every intimate detail of their life. And I think it's utterly insane. Speaking
so,
of that, we forgot
mhm,
about the tea for the week, or not the tea
yeah,
for the week.
the
Cali
chapstick
stick.
moment.
Chapstick. Yeah, I said Cali stick. You
Did
know
you
what
have
I
one in
think?
mind?
I do.
Uh-oh.
And it just reminded me about um it's really what's going on between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, okay, okay.
Do you
So
know what's going on?
I do. My daughter asked me about it last night. She asked whose side was
Uh,
I on, and I simply said, and okay, I'm on
you
Nicki
want to say you
Minaj.
want to say what's going on?
I'm not 100% sure of the lyrics, but it sounds like they have both put out diss tracks. Megan's came out first, and in Megan's diss track, she was talking about her husband. And as we
Mm-hmm.
all know, her husband he served time behind bars for um, RP, not RP, but R. I don't know if it was to a minor or what. And her brother is also in jail for similar. I think the diss was only about her husband. So then Nicki Minaj went back and forth. They were having words about it. She thought it was wrong for her to bring it up, blah, blah, blah. And so Nicki Minaj then put out a diss track to clap back at her. And the name of her track is Bigfoot. Right,
Mm-hmm.
Live? Her name of her track is Bigfoot.
I think I was gonna wrap that
And
in this. Oh yeah,
yeah,
you talking?
that's okay. Um, I'm sorry, Joy. The name of her track is Bigfoot. And because Megan does have big feet, but the bad thing about it is that she was talking about when Megan got shot. Is that the lyrics, Laura George? Am I getting the lyrics, the fight right?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me about it yesterday, and you don't know. Anyway, so that's what it is. So I only am Team Nikki because Megan really had no reason to bring that up at all. Not because I'm in support of what her husband and brother did. Just that Megan should not have brought that up. People should stop coming at her about that. In my opinion, what do you think?
Um, I really like, I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. I've defended her, particularly when people try to come at her about her husband. I do think it's wrong because he's not a registered, he is a registered sex offender, but he wasn't a pedophile. He was 15 years old when he did take a plea um for the rape of a 16-year-old. He was 15, she was 16.
Yeah,
Um, but once you're a registered sex offender, you're a registered sex offender. And
right.
while he hasn't, so when he got out of prison, he hasn't had any, because I want to say he got out when he was like 21, 22, something like that. But when he got out, he hasn't had any sexual crime issues.
Right.
He did go back for a drug charge,
Oh, he
but he
did?
hasn't had, yeah, he went back to jail for a drug charge or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
But
that.
he did like another 4 or 5 years or something. I think he
Oh,
spent a great deal of his 20s locked up.
but him
Um,
and
at
okay.
this point, this guy is in his 40s, mid 40s, look like maybe early 40s. And he still has to register as a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
Megan's law is a real
Right.
law. It's for sex offenders.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And there was another part about that
Latoya,
though.
the topic is Beverly Hills. Huh?
There was another
What you
topic.
say?
There was another thing about Megan's law. So there was another person that called out Megan for putting Megan's law in her diss track
The
and making it
guy
somewhat
who,
of a joke
yeah, the man who, he didn't write the bill, but he started the bill.
because of his daughter.
And correct, who was named Megan. Now, I don't know whether or not he claims he's gonna sue her. Whether or
Well,
not that happens, let me say this: I am a Nikki fan, but I think she went too far.
you think
Unfortunately,
Nikki
we
went too
never
far?
know. Absolutely. Um.
Nikki,
Oh,
Nikki's words
absolutely.
were about shooting, about her being shot in the foot. Unless I'm missing something. Megan's
Oh
diss
yeah.
was
She
about
talked about
the
her deceased
SA.
mother. She
Oh, did
talked
she?
about that
Did she?
girl's mother. She went too far. Like, we this is my issue. You and I have debated this a lot in regards to like Candace. Like, you can,
Oh gosh.
when you shoot somebody, or not shoot, let me say that. Let me not say that. When you go after somebody, you really don't have control on how they're going to respond.
Right,
And
right.
nobody knows what too far is until you hear it.
Okay.
But I do think, as much as I am a Nicki Minaj fan, and I really am, like, I wouldn't go to her concert, not because I don't like her, I just wouldn't like the crowd.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like the crowd. That's the only reason why. But I love her music. I'm a huge fan of
Of
female
Nicki
rappers,
Minaj.
but I'm also a fan of Megan.
Yeah.
So
So
I
let me say
am.
real quick. So the kids are
Mhm.
oh, a sympathizer of Nicki Minaj. Okay. I was gonna explain to Latoya what we were doing, but it looks like she's got it figured out there. Yeah. So since we get through with this
Mhm.
chat stick here, then we'll get on to Beverly Hills. Hi D.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, D.
hey, Joy.
What's your opinion on that? What side of this are you on the Meg and Nikki?
I mean, considering I'm a white woman in a black person's body, I could care less about the black beef.
Where'd it come from? Where'd it come from?
If it's not about Taylor Swift, I really could care less.
Oh my goodness. No.
Oh
Did y'all hear
Lord.
wait a minute, did y'all hear the rumor today that Taylor Swift is replacing Usher at the Super Bowl?
That's a
Nikki?
lie. She
Not
already
gonna
declined that months ago.
Oh, I know, but it would have been funny because she's dating, of course, our Chiefs player, Kelsey.
Oh, please. They would have hated that. They already feel
We
like
would have hated that.
they make it all about her. So if she would have performed at the Super Bowl too, good
That would have
God.
not, oh gosh,
Y'all
that would have
think
been too
that
much.
relationship is real? Because for some reason I just don't.
I
You know
do.
what? As a fellow diehard Swiftie, like I will die on the hill of defending Taylor Swift. It is odd to me that this is the first time that she's had a relationship that's been like uber public.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Wasn't
She
she
was
with
with Joe almost 7 years,
she
and
was
we
with
never
Harry
saw her
Styles?
out with him like that.
Wasn't she with Harry Styles?
And we didn't really see them like that. They were not openly out in the public like that. They were getting caught.
But
The paparazzi were following them and taking pictures of them.
the
They
reason
weren't
that they're
like,
getting the attention now though is because the Chiefs are been actively playing football. And now we're going to the Super Bowl. So she's of course going to be in it, but I've always heard about her relationships and that's
I
why
mean,
she's
we've
such a
heard
good
about them, but
singer.
Taylor has never been like how she is with Travis. Like I said, she was with Joe for 7 years before she got with Travis. And did you ever see them all over social media?
To me, I did, but I didn't follow her as hard as you do either. I mean,
Exactly. So that's what I'm
but
saying.
her songs don't listen. I just hope that Travis Kelsey knows. She look if they break up and it's not a good one, he will definitely be the reason for another number one song. Okay.
Hey, listen, if they do break up, it'll be good for me because we get another good album.
Mm. All right. Did
I
you?
don't
Oh,
know what it. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't seem real to me. It just doesn't. It's. I don't know.
yeah,
It just
I think
doesn't
it's
feel
real.
authentic to me. I
She's
don't
met
know.
his mom and dad, and it seems real. But what do I know? Sorry, my daughter says they call Nikki a. Oh, I've never heard her verbally defend what he did. I've heard her go against people for calling him out, but I've never heard her verbally defend it. So I can't say that. I can't support that or deny that in any way, really.
The part that bothers me the most while Nikki is not her fans, and she absolutely didn't tell her fans to do this, I think it's kind of jacked up that they've been going to Megan's mother's grave and doing like they have to now protect it. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's like sick to me. And I know that that's not Nikki's fault. Nikki didn't send him to do that. But in my opinion, a common courtesy, the human factor in all of this, it just feels like I wish that she had been the adult in the room and be like, y'all, leave that girl grave alone. But she's not going to do that when she was talking about her mama dead. Like that, this isn't, it's a human factor. It was kind of like a Marlowe situation. That's just how I saw it. It was too far. Like I can't defend that. And y'all know, Callie can tell you, I defend the mess out of Nicki Minaj and her husband. Not that I'm this whole, he's a sex offender, yes, but it's something that he did when he was 15. I also don't think it's fair that anybody that did a crime in the 90s in a New York under Rudy Giuliani should still be carrying a sex offender title if they haven't had any kind of sex offensive issues from 1990 whatever to 2024.
Okay, so she says I just looked it up and it's on Reddit deep.
Oh, I know it is. It is. It is. It's just like terrible. But anyway, let's move on to Beverly Hills, y'all. All right, we've had enough of Nikki and Megan. This episode begins with Crystal. We already talked about it a little bit, of Crystal feeling ill. What's her name? Laura Ann? Crystal Ann? What's her name?
Marie Ann.
The new girl.
Annemarie.
Yeah, Annemarie. Annemarie kind of helps her out. Crystal, everybody is kind of really pleased with how she's handling the situation. Would you had done that if somebody had just called you a bee and cursed you out and did all that craziness? Would you had been so helpful?
Well, I think she kind of had to be because she's trained in that field. But what she made a comment about it though. What was her? I don't remember what she said, but she said, considering everything that this girl has said and done to me, I probably shouldn't be helping her at all. I think she had to help her, whether she wanted to or not.
Yeah, and that's also in confessionals, like months later. Yeah.
Well, was it? I guess so. I guess you're right. You're right. Yeah, but no,
it's like monthly. Yeah, I always think about that whenever confessional things you say in confessionals. It's not that I don't throw them away, but I think it's a difference. Too much has happened. You know what I mean? It's not a singular situation that you might say in real time, and we know that confessionals are not in real time. So the next scene was them at that church. And I don't know if you all have anything to say. They were all look like most of them are Catholic. Great deal of them are Catholic.
Yeah. Erika was just funny in every single scene. What did Erika say in the church? Something about her. She was cracking me up. What did she say? Do you remember? In the church, she made a sarcastic comment, but I didn't catch it. She just was, she made the show good for me this week. Dee, do you remember? Well, you don't listen to Erika Jane though much. I get it.
She was talking about the earrings and stuff.
Yeah, she was saying she put it back on her case and questioned those that she said something about somebody not apologizing to her, or no, not apologize. She mentioned how everybody went with Crystal went with the rumors before waiting to see what the court had to say and what the facts showed and stuff like that. So I thought, well, that's true because Crystal did, but Crystal wasn't the only one. Heck, they all did.
It was really Garcelle. It was really both of them, but Crystal was the most vocal about it.
What I want Erika Jane to do, I just want Erika to be quiet and have her redemption season and move on. Be quiet. Just let it go.
She's not, and there's about to be is it HBO?
Like, just let it go, girl. Like, we're enjoying you. You're kind of getting back to the old Erika. Like, just move on. Like, let it go. Like, you're not getting the apology. You don't even deserve the apology in the first place. So just let it go. You're not getting the apology. If you
I
haven't gotten
absolutely
it
don't
now,
think. I
if you
don't think
haven't
she
got,
deserves an apology because she actually was wearing the earrings. How tacky could you? The whole world is talking about these earrings, and you didn't have to say that these are the earrings. We could have as far as I'm concerned, you got them from from the beauty supply store. You know, for you to
yeah.
pull back your hair and show the earrings to me was almost like a na 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 na.
Well, I'm team Erica all day, every day.
She was
But she's not
funny.
gonna. She was very funny. She's not gonna quiet down about anything, D, because they're about to put out her part two of the. What's the name of the thing, Joy? That where they talked about her and Tom on the TV show. I think it
On
was Netflix.
Hulu.
Yeah, on
On
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah, so they're
Um,
about to put out a part two to that.
Housewife and something. They called it
That Housewife and the
Housewife.
Hustler
Yeah, that's what it was. Mm-hmm.
part two is coming out. D and
Mm-hmm.
whoever else. So it's only going to get talked about more because that preview looked very juicy. Have you seen it, D?
No, and I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, next.
I watched it because I just wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
I my issue with Erika, we can go all the way back 2 years. I never thought that she knew anything about the money. There's no way you're gonna convince me. The Tom came home and told her, I'm stealing money from these court cases. Ain't no way you're gonna convince me that he did that. But I don't think that if you're in a situation like this, I wouldn't be so braggadocious about it.
I don't know that she was braggadocious about it. She was spending what she thought was her money to
Definitely
spend.
was on the earrings. She definitely was on the earrings.
Yeah,
She actually
and that was last season.
Yeah, nobody would have ever even crossed their minds to think. But somebody said, those the earrings, and you pull your hair back to show them and laugh and say yes. Like, to me, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I forgot to ask you all, when I saw those, when they were walking before they went shopping, and they walked down like this walk path and they had all those umbrellas. Is that what I see on
Yes.
screenshot? Like, I've seen that picture before.
So have I many, many, many times. And yes, I think that is a
I want
general
to say it's a
picture.
TikTok thing.
Something. In fact, let me look
It's
on one of mine.
something that a whole bunch of people have used as a
Mhm.
background.
Yeah, I'm looking it up to see if it's in my.
I just couldn't remember
It
exactly
didn't come up. I
where.
can't think of it either, but it's in all kind of people's backgrounds. That's very true. But okay, I don't know what it is though, or what it's called. I was looking it up, but I don't see it. Yeah.
Well, when they were walking down there were all those little umbrellas where they sat down and they had lunch. And as the ladies are all sitting around lunch, first of all, I will say this about Beverly Hills, and that Tommy could take a page out of. They figure out a way to move on. People apologize, people hug it out, they talk it out. They're not screaming at each other, because this is a pretty heavy topic, and they handled it like adults in a very classy way, I would argue. Because even when there's a heated exchange, it's never like, I think that's probably because old girl is not there. What's her name that was there last year? Lisa Rinna. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was probably the most dramatic of them. This whole thing about being with the microaggressions, Lisa would have drawn this out all season.
Yeah.
She would have drawn this out all season. She would have been whispering in Dorit's ear, hyping her up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see that. But I like that these girls this season don't feel like a gang up. There is no Fox 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
They all feel like individuals.
Even though I think Dorit could leave.
Well, so individual gang ups.
I mean, I don't think that they're gang ups. I think that they're good conversations. When Garcelle was having a conversation, a gang up would have been Lori Ann, what's her name? Annemarie to
Annemarie.
jump in. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah, I
wasn't
do
like
know what
that.
you mean. But I consider what she does is a same old topic gang up. Here we go again. Here we go again. That's what I thought this time when Garcelle brought the thing up to Dorit again. I'm like, is she gonna just stop ever? No.
I mean, I
Well,
would
I think that
stop.
there was a resolve. I think there was a resolve. I
Why?
think it was.
Only because Dorit was finally able to say something that made Garcelle feel like, oh, okay, maybe she understands a little bit about what I'm going through. I think Dorit had to go search hills and mountains to find something that would get her to shut up. And it just so happens that she's human, so she had a real story to tell. I don't think it should have ever got that far.
I feel
I,
like Dorit is microaggressive, and she showed it, and it was about time that Garcelle just blatantly said it instead of tiptoeing around the bush.
but
I
this
also
ain't
I agree.
about time. This is her third
Yeah.
or fourth time. This ain't
no,
about
But
time.
she's never
I
just
don't think
directly
that
said it
Dorit
like
got
that.
it. Yeah, and I don't think Dorit got it. When you're on a defense, you're not. She's as much as she loves to talk. She's not a good listener.
She's not.
She's
And this
not a
is the
good
first
listener.
time that Garcelle has just ever blatantly just said, listen, like,
Like what?
she just never just said it before. Like, we've known what Garcelle has meant, but she's never just came out and called Dorit out for her microaggressive behavior.
But now she's done it for three or four times this season alone.
I
No, I
mean,
Stop.
think it was just the one time.
No, it wasn't. She brought it up today.
well, I
She brought
thought
it
that
up
they
the first
had the
night.
sit down, but I don't think that was a resolution. When they
Yeah.
when they left
It's a
that sit down, when it was the one on one with them, I don't believe they both walked away feeling like it was resolved.
Garcelle
Because
didn't walk
Dorit,
away feeling like it was resolved.
no,
She
I
didn't want
think
to let it go.
Had Dorit kind of first of all, I personally Garcelle just took the L. Because I don't even think in this situation that when she started mentioning being Jewish, that has nothing to do with your microaggressions.
And
Oh
that
my
annoys
I
goodness.
the shit out of
it has
me.
nothing. It annoys me. Like I would have thrown something at her like this. Like since if you're Jewish, imagine um, me every time I turn around asking you, is this kosher? Or every time you pick up something to eat, am I asking you, is it kosher? Or imagine every
Well, that's not
time
what Dorit does, though.
that is
That's what
That's what
literally
she
Garcelle
asked
well,
does.
us to do.
That
that's a
that
microaggression. It's a
that's what
microaggression
Garcelle
that's
does
based off
every time she
stereotype.
brings it up.
No, it's a micro. I think that what Dorit does to Garcelle is microaggressions. It is, and it's based off of stereotypes. If you innately believe that Black women are aggressive, loud, anything like that, whenever you're in a situation and you're not winning the war, whatever it is, it could be two calm people. Then you're like, why are you yelling at me? But I'm not. I'm not yelling at you. Why are you attacking me? But I'm not. If you're always accusing me, so imagine microaggressions to a Jewish person is essentially, it would be like me blaming them for something based off of stereotypes that we know of Jewish people. It's just like saying, oh, you're rich, you're a doctor. Or I'm trying to think of something else that's a what's a stereotype of a
Mhm.
Jewish person, David? I can't even think of nothing off the top of my head. I know it's about money, or Hollywood. Are you related to anybody in Hollywood? How about that? That's definitely one. Like you, there are things that you can say toward a Jewish person that is based off of stereotypes. That's what a microaggression is, and it's an indirect. Um, it's nice, nasty. That's what it is. It's like, and it's accusatory. It makes you feel like you're on a defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only thing stereotype I can think of about Jews, which is also a stereotype for blacks sometimes, is their nose. You know how people
Is
can say their nose about their noses being
correct.
But it's
Correct.
also something about blacks and our
Yeah.
noses. So
So yeah. So you imagine somebody saying something about a stereotype every time there's any kind of whatever, and you just supposed to take it because we hear it, because we know what you're thinking. And if you're Jewish and I'm saying things that may be not necessarily considered anti-Semitic, but just stereotypical,
but Garcelle doesn't just take it; she brings it up every season.
she
She,
should, and she
well, that's my
should.
point. Though. Well, that's what you said. She just takes it, and she doesn't just take it. She keeps bringing it
But
up.
she had,
I
she
mean, she
took it when
really
they were in
hasn't
Vegas.
really brung it up though. Like she
She
really
didn't when they were
hasn't.
in Vegas. When she said that she was yelling at her, she just stopped and looked at her and even asked, why do I feel like I have to apologize to you for my own feelings? Or when she called her a bully, she
Well,
just
so
looked at her and said, bully?
why does Dorit have to apologize to her for her own feelings?
Nobody's
It's
asking her to apologize. I'm telling you to stop doing what you're doing. I don't care if I don't need your apology. I don't think she was ever asking for an apology. I just need you to stop. Because what you're doing is going to make me react in a negative way. It almost feels like that's what she wants. Because if you keep poking and poking, nobody else does that. Not even Sutton.
Joy. Is it so here? Oh my goodness. This is
Although
going to go
Sutton
anywhere.
did say something that
Sutton
made
always
me,
does.
and
Sutton
I
always
can't
does. So
remember
what I was
what it
going to say
was.
though, does it, you're saying that Dorit always says something that kind of gets her going. Do you ever think that Dorit feels the same way about Garcelle? Garcelle is always saying something to get Dorit going.
No.
So what if Dorit turns it around and says, "Yeah, but you're putting that same thing on me. You're always
But it's not
saying
based
that I'm
off a
coming at you."
stereotype. You're correct. Garcelle
Yeah, it's
does
not
say
based
things.
off
She
a
hasn't brought
I'm
it.
not
stereotype. It's
gonna
just
She
argue with
based
hasn't.
off
you,
because
but they're
it's
She
just
not
hasn't
based
based
off
off
brought
a
it up
Dorit
as a
being.
stereotype.
It's
stereotype.
just based off Dorit being annoying.
She
Right.
hasn't brought it up as a stereotype. Had she, then we'd be talking about her bringing up a stereotype.
But
It could have been.
but Dorit has. Dorit literally told her in Vegas, "Why are you yelling at me?" When
Well,
she clearly wasn't yelling, or when she called her a bully because Garcelle told her basically, I can't remember exactly how she did that. She talked too much, and she called her a bully, and everybody at their table had called Dorit, told Dorit that she talked too much at least 6 times.
Kathy
At
did
least.
literally the episode before that.
Right.
A couple
So
episodes before
why is
that.
it
So
that when she says it, she's the bully? Or when Sutton was literally not yelling at her, but kind of sort of. She was definitely berating at her. Explain it. Whatever she was saying. Explain it. Explain it. She was literally berating her. I mean,
she's
the
never called
literal
Sutton a bully.
definition.
no, she didn't
Of
call Sutton a
Dorit.
bully. That's the point.
Dorit has
But
never
she
called
didn't
Sutton a
call.
bully.
No.
Huh? No.
Dorit has never called Sutton a bully.
I don't know
No.
if she didn't in that instance, but she looked at Dorit. I mean, she looked at Garcelle when Garcelle said, "That's not fair. You did that to embarrass her. Why are you attacking me? Girl, this girl just went off on you, berating you in front of a room full of people. But I attacked you."
Well, she did, and the reason that she felt attacked is because Erika had just said the same thing in front of a room full of people.
No, but they were
laughed
in,
and
no,
smiled
no, no,
about
no, no,
it.
no.
Yes,
They
yes.
did not hear what
Yes.
Erika said.
How do you know they didn't hear? They was right there.
Because they all were shocked when Dorit said it.
Well,
Right.
they were shocked because of maybe her response,
No,
Garcelle's
they didn't.
response
Everybody
to it.
was in the kitchen. You could see where everybody was at, and some of them were in the other kitchen with
Right.
They were all
Everybody
still there
wasn't in
together.
there.
It's not like everything was separated by
Everybody was
walls. It
not
was
in
an
there
open
when
space.
Garcelle and Dorit and Sutton were talking about that. Only the 4 of them were like talking about it in the moment. Everybody else was talking and having their own conversations in the back fixing food. None of them were even paying attention to
That's true.
So
That's
correct
true.
that. So thank you for correcting that. They were all still in the same space, though.
No.
Anybody could have heard
They
it.
were in the front
They
room.
were.
They were in the
Excuse me.
front room.
D, there were no walls separating these people.
But those people, you could tell those people, you could look on the camera, you could look on the episode to see they were not paying attention to what them folks was talking. Kyle and them was not paying attention to what they were talking about.
Okay. Paying attention or not, There were no
They
walls
didn't hear it. That's
separating
the
them.
moral of the story. They
You
didn't
don't
hear
know if they heard it or
it.
not.
If they wouldn't have been
They were
shocked
never
when
asked
Dorit
if they
brung it
heard
up.
it.
And
They
why were
wouldn't have
they
been
so
shocked.
shocked when she said it?
They were shocked at Garcelle's response to it.
No, they were
Garcelle
shocked
didn't
when
even
Dorit.
respond. You have to remember that Garcelle initially said, "That's not fair, so and so and so and so." She then continued to read to um talk to what's her name, Sutton, and then Dorit then asked her a question. It wasn't like it all flowed at once, because that's not how it happened.
Does it have to all flow at once?
Well,
Because,
it
like I said,
makes
I
a
don't think this
difference.
is going
It
to go
makes a
anywhere.
difference
But there were
in
no walls
then it
separating those
wasn't an
people.
attack
Anybody
But they
could have
didn't
heard the
hear it, so that's
conversation.
like
You
kind of
don't know
like the
what they
moral of the
heard. Nobody
story.
asked them about it. Nobody asked them. You don't know what they heard.
If
You
they were
don't.
paying attention to that, they would have reacted in the moment, just like they reacted when Dorit brung it up. They are messy.
Not
They
if they were
are.
in the middle of another
And if they
conversation.
brung up
You said they were in the middle of other
if
conversations.
they brung up the Magic Mike situation, you think that if they would have actually heard Erika bring up her kissing the driver, they wouldn't have chimed in, especially Kyle. Please.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, I don't agree. So
Okay.
we can move on. Yeah. Yeah, wrong.
So we can go on.
Hmm.
Because
And
I mean,
that
we
was a
saw
couple
it.
of episodes ago anyway. So I will say this. Even at that table, I appreciated the conversation. I wish that I could go in. I hate trigger. I guess trigger is the buzzword of the season that we're in. I don't think it should be a because trigger, whenever you use buzzwords, a lot of times that people hear them over and over again, people like me, I hate that word trigger. That's trigger is a way to say shut up. I don't think it should be a trigger. I think, in my opinion, I wish that Garcelle was more, and she probably just wasn't thinking like that, just more clear. It's based off of stereotypes. To me, that's more important than anything. Because I mean, it's just kind of like me looking at Crystal and saying, Crystal, just out the blue, can you teach me how to use chopsticks? Now, she might know how to use them, but she might not. But just because she's Chinese don't necessarily mean that she does, since it looks like she was born here. Or how about, do y'all eat rat feet? Do you eat rat? Like, it would be offensive. It's based off of stereotypes. Those are microaggressions. That's it. But anyway, I did like the way, I'm just saying, it's based off of microaggressions. It's still based off stereotypes when it all boils down. And some of it is based off of, a lot of girl, I was cracking up too when they was doing Garcelle's makeup. I just saw it again, and they showed like her hair glue.
No, they didn't. I missed that. I didn't notice that.
All my stuff.
Showed all the private stuff. What kind of mess?
I was cracking up. But I did appreciate that at the end of the conversation, there appeared to be a resolution. They hugged it out. We got to know a little bit about Dorit, because I don't think she shares a lot of herself.
She shared that before, hasn't she?
I didn't know she was Jewish.
Oh,
Was
yeah, I think
converted? Was she converted, or was she born Jewish? Well, no, she was born because her father was Jewish, right? Yes. Or was her mother Jewish? Well, one of them was Jewish.
She's talked about it before.
Has she? Okay, it's possible.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she has.
Yeah. So one of her parents was Jewish. Is her husband Jewish?
I don't know.
I don't know about so they don't celebrate Christmas?
Well, listen, they had a Christmas tree up. Wasn't it pretty? I think it was green decorations.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
I think she was the one with the green. I think they do, though. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just like, she understands. That's how, in my opinion, when you're talking to people like that, she would have been an easier explain, because I would have thought of like stereotypical things that people say toward Jewish people. And I would say, imagine us having a conversation, and in the middle, I say, if you're talking to an Italian person, here's one. I'm talking to somebody and they're Italian. I'm saying, well, you gonna go get the mafia after me? your family in the mafia. Like, that's my comeback. It's based on stereotypes. Those are microaggressions. What happened?
Yeah. So it's that's
Did I do that?
I think it's D going in and out. I don't know. But
Did I?
I don't think he's back now. I just think
Mhm.
that no matter what happens and what is said, it's always going to be seen as Dorit always coming for a stereotype of Garcelle, whether she is or not. Sometimes it is possible, stereotype or not, that Dorit just picks at her just to be picking at her. I mean, it is possible, and it does seem that way sometimes. But if Dorit calls it out, then we're going into the racist thing, the racial thing, and that's not always the right direction for me. And from
I don't
based on
necessarily
different
think,
pages and comments and things like that, no one agrees with that. But
but I don't
it is what
necessarily
it
think
is.
that people that deal with microaggressions are necessarily racist. It could be. I mean, a racist will intentionally say microaggressive things, but
Do
a,
you
a
think that
person that's
Garcelle thinks
just
Dorit is racist?
No, she
who.
said she didn't.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, she said she didn't. She said
Okay.
that she didn't think that anybody there was. But
I heard
I'm
her
just
say that. I don't know that I believed it.
okay. All I know is that Garcelle is two now of, I think it's 7 or 8 of them women, and most of which are white, and all of them have conversation, have had arguments, but they're not microaggressive. Because who actually surprises me, but when I have to remind myself that her they literally grew up with the Jackson family, was Kyle. Was actually Kyle. I do think that Sutton has said something, I can't remember what it was, and she said it to um I want to say it was Annemarie. It was something that happened this season. And I remember saying, oh, that was my microaggressive. I can't remember what it was, but it
I
was
think she
something that
told
she
her to quit yelling at her, and when
it
she,
was
I think what it
something.
was, when they
And
were
I
at
remember,
Sutton's event, and she was yelling at Sutton, and Sutton said, "Quit yelling at me."
I mean, if she was really yelling, that's okay.
But
I
I'm
mean, that
saying though, that's what it was, because they were talking about that on Twitter, and I'm just like, boy, Anne-Marie kind of was kind of yelling at her,
yeah. Because I think there's a difference. It's just like if somebody attacks you physically, I mean, you absolutely can say they attack you. I don't think that's microaggressive. But if they're
Okay,
not,
wait, this is kind of like off topic, real quick.
mhm.
Kind of, this is showing my age. So I just filed my taxes, and it says on the thing that it's pending. Does that mean it went through? Like, now I just gotta wait on them to come?
No,
No.
it just means that they'll tell you when it's coming because they'll
Yes.
give you a date.
They're confirming for you. Look, we know you've done your taxes. We have them.
Yeah,
We'll
But it's
keep you
not letting me
posted.
do. Okay, I'll wait till we get off to finish saying what I want to
yeah.
say.
I mean, that
Okay.
ain't got nothing to do with age. It's confusing. Taxes to
Mm-hmm.
me, I think is absolutely absurd that we do. We should be able to put in our social security number and push a button. They know how much we make.
Period.
They took taxes from it already.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard that the reason that the taxes was pushed back a little bit is because they allegedly did something to the farms and they were adjusting them. So they're supposed to be more simple. I haven't done mine yet,
Mm.
but you
Me
should.
either.
I'm with Barack Obama when he said your taxes should be one page. I don't care how
It
much
really
money
should be. Because all
like
that other stuff is
they
such a
know how much
waste.
money you make because they love taking taxes. I had a check with a
Mm-hmm.
bonus. They took $2,000 in taxes out of one paycheck. That's absurd.
Listen, I'm not even going to tell you about my retirement. The taxes they took out that. Scary.
If you get that early, they automatically take, is it 40% or 30? The penalty.
Uh,
It's
it,
30 or 40.
it felt like 60.
Yeah, I mean that is
It was
always,
deep.
especially since it's your money. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what else did you all want to talk about with this episode.
I mean,
I
the
think
episode was boring. Like,
yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, oh, the only other thing was is this a black or white thing? The fact that Sutton was carrying around the ashes in her sandwich bag in her purse. What was what? What is that?
Oh,
Oh, okay. I got the
What
email.
had happened
I got
was,
the email, y'all. It said that the IRS will take 24 to 48 hours to process
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyways.
you good.
I don't know if it's that, but when I lost the uncle in the midst of COVID, and he had his ashes, and my aunt had him in the house
Yeah.
on the kitchen floor. It was a
Mm-mm.
huge, and it was heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it was in a plastic bag.
Now
It was
see.
inside. They had bought I don't know what it would be called because it wasn't a traditional urn that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like bowl like. It was like
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
almost looked like a trunk, a
Yeah.
small a
That's
small trunk that
that's what
was,
I said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but it was inside of plastic. It wasn't like just his ashes were in there. It was a big plastic bag that
Wow.
that they had tied,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in that thing.
The urn. Okay. Yeah. So
Mhm.
when my brother passed, he died in a car accident about 4 years ago, driving from Arizona, got hit by 18-wheeler, he died, and they sent
Mhm.
me his ashes in an urn that I bought in advance. So
Mhm.
and it's still in that urn in the
Mhm.
garage. Okay. But in
Um,
a bag in my purse, was that just because she was going to throw them away in the oceans, or does she always do
Well,
that?
I'm assuming that that's only a part of him because that was such a little bitty piece of bag. So she
And
probably
then
got
she's going to
as
waste
much
it
as she
on
could.
Garcelle.
Right, it's as much as she got in that bag, and because remember she said she's gonna do a little bit of him here, a little bit of him there. So I'm assuming that she just put some in there. I wouldn't want to touch. That's literally a body. So
Yes,
I think you know
it
what I
really
mean.
is. Yes, I do.
So I don't know.
Okay. That
I
was the
love.
only
Oh,
other
well,
thing
I
I
will say
had.
this about your girl Erika. I
What?
did enjoy when they were having dinner with sudden friends. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, Erika's a little educated, showing her
I
Yes, she
little
like
was.
educated
her.
side.
Garcelle was very shy. Garcelle was like, "Who are you?" Okay.
They all look pretty too.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought that they looked really pretty at that. I liked Garcelle's dress. I like Crystal's neon green. I
I
thought
don't
everybody
remember
looked
what they
really
had
pretty.
on.
And I like drunk Erica. As long as she's not assaulting somebody's kid, we can have drunk Erica all the time. She's
All
funny when
day.
she's drunk. She's funny when she's drunk.
And the
Actually,
looks
I
on
didn't
her
start liking
face.
her as a person until last season when she was
Mm-mm.
getting drunk all the time. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, she was very
Until she
funny,
cussed out her son.
and wasn't gonna try to apologize that night either. She had to get undrunk to figure out, oops, she made a
But
mistake.
Erica also, I'll give her this. Erica knew how to say all the right words and take whatever Garcelle was gonna give her.
She
And then
did.
there you can't even that's why it wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal, but if you notice, she wasn't so more mad at that as she was at Kyle and Dorit and their husbands laughing at it. That's what they were
Hmm.
more, she was more upset with. She could have dealt with them just, she apologized. I'll move on
Yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
she
I
took
agree.
full accountability. She knows how to apologize. That's all I kept saying. That's how I don't know who she is for real, but I always say that you can always tell the character of a person by how they apologize, because
Yeah,
to me that shows emotional intelligence, and that she could be full of crap because she definitely seems selfish, but if she knows she wrong, she gonna make the situation right.
yep.
But
Yeah.
I'll
Which
give her
which
that.
which is going to make that documentary part two even more interesting, because some of those people say she had the nerve to come and insult us after being so nice to us. So I can't wait to see that, because they're going to
Yeah,
call her out for similar
did they
things.
say when they were going to release it? Do you know? Have you heard anything?
No, I have not heard when it's going to
I
be
will
released,
watch it
but
because I watched the first one.
yeah,
They were good. It was
yeah, it
actually
was
really
good.
good. It
Yeah,
was really good.
it was. It
I
was.
watched the one that they did on Jen Shaw too.
So did
I
I,
thought it was good.
because
They
Lord have mercy. Mm.
Did the
That
food
was
look
sad
good to
though.
you, by the way? Because the food looked like Indian food to me. Or African. African and
Yeah.
Indian food. Well, I guess they're in Spain. They all look alike. And I don't like all that. What do you call them things that's in the shell that people like?
Oysters.
Oysters.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't like oysters.
you don't?
Uh-uh.
Me neither.
Child. Oh my
Gross.
God, they're so good. I
That's
love
so
them.
gross.
I love them with the right seasonings.
That's
Mm.
so gross. My
All
daughter
right, are we
loves.
done, y'all?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. Oh, somebody said I was reading in a book in one of the blogs. I'm not in the blogs, the Facebook groups was talking about Kyle. Well, for one, you know they say that girl Morgan has scrubbed and unfollowed Kyle.
Yes. Yes. Let me
Okay,
go
and
look that up real quick.
yes, is it on both ends? Did Kyle scrub and unfollow her?
I don't know, but we about to find out. I'm gonna type that in right now.
Yeah, so I did hear that, and people were saying, "Why is she not saying anything about other people?" I said, "Because the spotlight is on her."
Exactly.
The
Well, what is
spotlight
there
is
to
on
say at this point? Hold on. So her name is Morgan Wade. Ooh,
her.
I'm gonna have to go listen to her
I
song.
was
She got one of the
surprised to
songs
hear
I
how
love.
poor Sutton was in New York, but I hear about
I
people.
wouldn't.
That was really a big deal in the 80s and 90s to go to New York and have barely nothing and
Yes,
figure it
because
out.
everything is so expensive there.
Yeah.
Dang it, Morgan. I don't know. I can't pull up her Instagram, but let me see Kyle. I really think Kyle and Mauricio then hooked back up, and he's like, "Listen, are you really gonna leave me for the girl? We need to get this right. Leave me later." Let me see, Morgan. Where are you? Ooh,
I don't think it was for a storyline though. People were suggesting that. I don't believe that. It was
well,
too perfect.
she still has that bull riding. Those bull riding pictures when she looked like Morgan. She was with Morgan that night, but Morgan has been scrubbed from those. I
From her,
am.
you on Kyle or
I'm on
hers?
Kyle's
Okay,
page.
that's
Morgan
what they
has.
said.
Yeah.
I read that they said that they've
Look at
scrubbed.
this.
So it's possible
Oh,
that Mauricio told her to stop.
and I can't. Let me see if I can look on Yahoo to find out her Instagram page name because I can't pull it up. Morgan Wade Instagram.
Hmm.
Do y'all listen to her music?
Okay.
Yep.
Did you have anything else that any of y'all want to talk about on this episode?
No.
No, nothing really happened. Like I
Yeah, I'm
said,
done.
Crystal's better to me because I would tell Annemarie if she don't back the hell up off
Oh,
of
here
me.
she is, y'all. Hold on, I got her here.
Mhm.
Copy.
You wouldn't have
Morgan
let
Wade
Annemarie help you?
music.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I'm with
girl.
you, D, but I'm just glad that I mean, oh, Morgan. Okay, so I guess that the doctor was calling her out about the whole esophagus thing, and
Yeah,
then
the
what?
board of anesthesiology called
Yes,
out.
yeah. So I was shocked too. So she mentioned that recently when she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said
Mm.
the Nurses Association is with her. Oh, and for the record, y'all, Morgan Wade does not have anybody on her Instagram page, so nothing's been scrubbed. All she
She
has on here
scrubbed.
is
She don't have no pictures.
She has her crossing state lines tour
Um,
information and her Alana Morissette, the Triple Moon tour. That's it.
I
She
mean,
just
it's
has those two
possible that
things.
Mauricio told her to cut it out, and she probably said, "Well, you cut
Mm-hmm.
it out." You hear me? Well, you cut it
Yes,
out.
exactly. That's very true. That's what I think happened. That's interesting. So no, nothing to scrub from hers.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right then, y'all. I think that's it. We
All
done in a
right.
pretty decent
We are
time.
Did y'all
done.
see that Kathy came to the reunion?
Yes, I did hear that. You
Why
heard that?
though?
I seen they took a had a picture of her in her trailer.
Why did she
When
come?
is the reunion? When did they
Well,
film it?
they just filmed it like a week or two ago.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to keep it a buck, Kathy, I mean not Kathy, what's her name? Kyle did spend the first 5, 6 episodes talking about it. She
Yeah,
should have been able to go on there and kind
that's
of
true.
figure, but apparently they figured it out because that girl has been, I mean, Kathy's been around Morgan. So
Oh.
they figured it out.
Okay.
Because Kathy was on Watch What's Happening Live early on in the season. I
Yeah.
don't even know if the season had started when she was on, because I watched it that night, because I normally only watch it on Sunday nights. But I watched it when she was on there, and basically Kathy said that she didn't necessarily talk about the state of her relationship with Kyle, but she did say that she met Morgan, and she's very lovely.
Okay, so I had to put this plug in because my thing is on 3%. So I'm looking at the video on Morgan Wade's one of her pages, and it's of Kyle. Okay, I'll be right in there. It's of Kyle and Morgan's video. Have y'all seen this video?
No, but I heard about it.
Yes, I mean it is clearly a I love her type of video thing. Ew.
I felt like she was singing to her at that.
I think Morgan Wade is cute, and they look cute together. But it's you can leave your husband. I don't know if they love each other. What difference does it make? I guess.
I'm so heterosexual. I'd be so confused how a woman could leave a man for another woman. I'm so heterosexual. I just don't get it, and it's not in a homophobic way.
No, I get you. I'm with
it's
you.
In a y'all don't like that. That's the best part. I mean, shut up. All right, y'all. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Really good. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Let's end it there.
Yes.
All right. Take care. Peace out.
All right.